This is WYMT Mountain Sports, your home for the Kentucky Wildcats and local high school sports.
The first night of the 31st Annual Community Trust Bank WYMT Pike County Bowl kicked off just moments ago with East Ridge and Phelps in the opener. For a preview of tonight's action, we send it out to Tanner Hesterberg and Jim Frazier.
Well, good evening from the house that Haywood built. It's our privilege to be back at Cam Stadium as part of the Pike County Bowl. Jim Frazier, Tanner Hesterberg, East Ridge and Phelps, our first game going on right now. So, Jim, let's talk a little bit about our nightcap tonight. The homestanding Belfry Pirates welcoming in Tate's Creek in what should be a very interesting contrast of styles. You know, Belfry behind Philip Haywood is going to want to run between the tackles, kind of that grinded out running game. Tate's Creek has some athletes. They're going to look to stretch the field.
I think no question, Tanner. Of course, Tate's Creek plays last week. That's going to be an advantage. They had a tough time with Scott County and Jim McKee losing that one in a big way, but they have got some of the jitters out and they're ready to play a tough Belfry team. I think interesting note here, of course, Philip Haywood began his career at Tate's Creek as an assistant, and Roy Walton was the head coach there. Of course, his grandson, Peyton Burke, is the starting quarterback tonight, so it's a small world. Should be a great game here at the Pike County Bowl.
All right, Jim, thanks. And you can catch all the action by flipping over to this TV or stream it for free online on WYMT.com. For Jim Frazier, I'm Tanner Hesterberg. Back to you.
Thanks, guys. Here's a live look in at what's going on right now between the East Ridge Warriors and the Phelps Hornets. The game is currently in the first quarter. East Ridge leading Phelps by a score of 12-0. Also playing tonight, the #1 team in the Alice Lloyd College Mountain Top 10, Pulaski County. The Maroons are in Georgetown to battle 6A Scott County. The Maroons will see some speed from the Cardinals that they cannot prepare for in practice. Scott County running back Keith Guy averaged 11 yards a carry last week and scored 3 touchdowns.
Well, you can't. That's the hard part. We can't duplicate the speed of a Keith Guy in practice. We don't have a Keith Guy on our team. So it's very hard to be able to show our players what the game's going to be like, the speed of the game, and not just Guy, but they've got several other players that are outstanding. So it's very, very hard for us to be able to do that.
Down in Williamsburg, the Somerset Briar Jumpers are visiting the Yellow Jackets. Somerset beat Mason County last week, earning its first win since November 22nd of 2013. Not too much time, though, can be spent celebrating. The Jumpers have Williamsburg tonight before welcoming into Clark Field the Beechwood Tigers from Northern Kentucky next week.
Williamsburg, again, what we saw last week at the Williamsburg LCA, I think is an anomaly. I don't think you'll see that again. I know we're going to get their very best football when we go down there. Beechwood's Beechwood, what can you say? I've been trying to get that game for 4 or 5 years. I always thought with the teams we had, we would end up playing in Northern Kentucky at the end of the year. I wanted to see that type of speed, that type of toughness, that type of arrogance, if you will.